Hello, welcome back to Kyiv, Ukraine. So last night Putin sent his forces into the east of the country, so I thought I'd record this video and just let family and friends know that my wife and I are fine. So far it's only affecting the east of Ukraine. Kyiv is calm at the moment. There's maybe a kind of an air of something, a bit of uncertainty in the air at the moment, but other than that it's kind of normal. But the whole situation's so crazy because, it's the 21st century, and now we've got a situation where, a country is crossing into the borders of over the borders of another country, and, in the West, of course, at the moment have said it's an incursion. Well, it's not an incursion, it's an invasion. If you cross the border of another country uninvited, you're invading. But yeah, so I don't know what's going on. They're talking about sanctions, but I don't think sanctions are going to do a whole lot because I don't think Putin particularly cares about sanctions. And so, yeah, I'm not sure what the answer is there. As I said in my last video, Ukrainians are kind of used to this persecution. They've had it for centuries, and since 2014 they've had a lot of problems, and with Crimea, and then the war in the east, and then in 2008 there was Georgia, and this is kind of like a repeat of Georgia. He's even using the same techniques that he did in Georgia, false flag operations. Kyiv did this, Kyiv did that, to use it as an excuse to come in and save the people. Well, I don't know, it's strange at the moment for me as well, growing up in the UK and now living here. And I like Ukraine, I like living here, but if you'd have told me 5-6 years ago that I'd be living in a country, occupied by Russia, then I would have said you were crazy. But here we are, yeah. Actually in Victory Park at the moment, having a little walk around. And actually it's kind of strange because I'll just take you over and show you this over here. Now, of course, back when the USSR was a thing, the Soviets kind of saw off the Germans when they joined the war in 1941, and here they've actually got some tanks from that period. So crazy to think that these tanks here, were being used by the Soviets to fight off the Germans. Now those Soviet countries are fighting against each other. Yeah, it's a shocking turn of events. And I feel sorry for people here, of course. I mean, my parents or my mum, of course I lost my dad last year, but my mum is obviously worried and, wants me to come back, etc. But, and actually I've decided to apply for a kind of temporary spouse visa for my wife in case things get really dangerous. But that's the thing, you see, I have an option of getting on a plane and leaving, but people here don't. They don't have that option. They've got to stay here. And same in Russia. I know many Russian people. They're normal, hard-working people. There's nothing wrong with these people, and they're suffering because of their government in the same way that Ukrainians are suffering, because of this Russian aggression. And it's not fair on any of them. I just hope that the leaders in the West, like Boris Johnson and Biden and all these other people, will actually put their money where their mouth is and do something about the situation. Because Ukraine, like Zelensky said the other day, Ukraine needs more than just talk. They need guarantees, they need timelines for NATO membership, etc., even EU membership as well. They need these guarantees, and they need concrete guarantees, which they haven't been getting. They've just been getting fobbed off, and that's not good enough. And actually Zelensky gave a really good speech the other day. I'm not his greatest fan, but it was a good speech, and he said what a lot of Ukrainians are thinking, so good on him for that. But yeah, I hope that the West doesn't do what they did in 2014, which was pretty much nothing. They just let Russia come in, take Crimea, support the war in the east of the country, and the West just sat by and did nothing. Somebody needs to take take a look at the Budapest Memorandum and read it and say, hang on, we didn't do any of this, we didn't protect their borders like we said we would. Because that's what happened, yeah? They just ignored the document. I guess gas for Europe was more important. I don't know, it's got very bright now. So yeah, I hope that we get more positive action from the West. I do understand there's only certain thing they can do. They don't want to go to major war with Russia. No one in the world wants a nuclear war. That doesn't help anyone. But Ukrainians want action. They want people to stand up for them and say, look, this is Ukraine, this is a country. How dare you come in and violate our borders? And as I said in my last video, Ukrainians, they're sick to death of it. They've had enough of being persecuted. They want freedom. That's all they want, a free country. It's a democratic country, and Russia's trying to turn it into a satellite country of Russia, and yeah, it's not a good thing at all. So anyway, I've ranted for long enough now, so there you go. Hopefully things will die down and I won't need to do another video whilst dodging bombs. But I feel obviously for the people in the east of the country, it's a horrible situation for them. It's very windy as well. I hope you can hear me. So I will say cheerio. Thanks for watching. Okay, goodbye.